kalikasan at isulong ang kabutihan. Karapatan ay ating ipaglaban, sang nilikha ay aalagaan. Sabayan ang ikot ng mundo sa pagpantay ng pagbabago. Halina't lumahok at manindigan, buhay at kalikasan ay ipaglaban. Sabayan ang ikot ng mundo sa pagpantay ng pagbabago. Halina't lumahok at manindigan, buhay at kalikasan ay ipaglaban.
Alam niyo bang nasa panganib pa din ang Alusiis River na isang sub-watershed sa San Narciso, Zambales? Ako po si Pia Noriel, Labastilla, and welcome to Green Faith. Ang Alusiis River ay critical sa marine ecosystem at biodiversity ng probinsya ng Zambales. Ngunit dahil sa patuloy na construction ng Jetty port, naaapektuhan na ang water quality at state ng ilog, pati na rin ng condition ng buong coastal area sa Zambales. Bakit mahalagang maprotektahan ang Alusiis River sa lalong madaling panahon? Kasama ko po ngayon ang grupo ng Save Zambales Kalikasan Movement, no less by their Executive Director, Ms. Heidi Fernandez, para alamin ang kahalagahan at kalagayan ng Alusiis River. Welcome po, Ms. Heidi, sa Green Faith.
Hello, good afternoon, Pia, and good afternoon to the viewers of Green Faith. Thank you for inviting us and giving us the opportunity to amplify our issues on the ground.
Yes, so maraming salamat po sa pagpapaunlak ngayong hapon, Ms. Heidi. So simulan po natin, pwede niyo po bang maikwento muna sa amin ano ang Save Zambales Kalikasan Movement?
Save Zambales Kalikasan Movement is an NGO of fisher folks and resort owners, surfers, artists, and regular people. And this was born out of a struggle against a jetty port construction. And this jetty port construction was in a sub-watershed called the Alusiis River, and then in front of the West Philippine Sea. And this jetty port was supposed to transport lahar, or used to transport lahar from our big river, which is the Santo Tomas River, and which is very full of lahar at the moment. So hindi na to nadadaanan ng tubig right now, but yung upstream water goes to the farmlands, to the irrigation of the farmers. So they're happy about that, and we're not naman bothered by this lahar in Santo Tomas River. So there was this agency contractor which wanted to build a jetty port so that they could get all the lahar or sand and magnetite contents also of the lahar, which is also very, very expensive abroad, no? Because this is used to manufacture steel. So they have buyers in China and Singapore and even Hong Kong for these materials that we have in our river. And that's the plan, to use that port to export lahar. And because of that struggle, nabuo po yung Save Zambales Kalikasan Movement. Nagtipon-tipon yung community para malabanan ito. So nabuo kami. And now we're continuing to protect the environment. And we have another case actually. There's another company that wants to put up a jetty port almost in the same location, very near Alusiis River, and also near Santo Tomas River. So that's our new case. So nabuo because we needed to protect our environment.
nabuo because you needed to work together. Oo.
Yes.
Nakakatuwa naman po at marami kayong mga supporters at maraming mga tao na aware doon sa kahalagahan ng environment natin diyan sa inyong area. So particularly kailan po na buo itong Save Zambales Kalikasan movement?
Well, officially, the issue started May 2021 when we found out that the Jetty port was being constructed. But yung nagtipon-tipon kaming mga stakeholders in the community, this was in August of 2021. So ito yung unang meeting namin. So this is what we call or what we recognize as our parang anniversary day of Save Zambales Kalikasan movement. So before August, we were organizing the community and gathering evidences that a jetty port was being built in our community. So actually, this is in the boundary of two towns, which is San Narciso, where I come from, and the next town, which is San Felipe. Both towns are surfing areas, tourism areas, and critical habitat of the endangered pawikan, and also area for bangus fry. Dito nanganganak yung mga bangus. And we are, Region 3 is the third largest producer of wild fry. Wild fry meaning galing siya sa dagat lang. Sa brackish water where the sea meets the river. Ganon. Doon siya nanganganak because of the temperature and yung salinity level ng tubig. Kasi hindi mabubuhay yung mga anak niya, yung maliliit na yung fry na hindi sila mabubuhay sa salty water, hindi rin sila mabubuhay sa fresh water. So they needed to be in between. Ganoon.
In between.
So yeah, it's a ₱1 million industry for us, and it's a source of jobs for a lot of fisher folk in our towns.
Bilang executive director po nitong Save Zambales Kalikasan movement, how did you get involved in the sa community organization po dito sa ginagawa ninyong action?
It's so funny and to me parang unbelievable, but because I was born in this town, no, in San Narciso, I grew up there. I studied in Magsaysay Memorial College until grade 6, from kinder to grade 6. And then high school, lumipat na ako ng Manila. And then, but my relatives were there, my parents were there. So I kept coming back and forth na lang, Manila, Zambales, like that. And then, in 2021, early, I think March, first quarter of 2021, my sister-in-law, who owns a luxury resort called Zambales near Alusiis River, beside Alusiis River, called me up and said she needed help. Actually, media ang gusto niya ng publicity para sa ginagawa ng Jetty Port na project, because they already dredged the river, they already realigned the river. So iniba na yung takbo ng ilog namin so that they could build their Jetty Port in front of the West Philippine Sea. And then I went home to Zambales and checked for myself. I went to the area and nakita ko nga yung evidences of the dredging and the stockpile of lahar. So I interviewed people, I gathered documents, and I found out that there's already a mayor's permit. And then with the mayor's permit, I started going to the shore every morning, kasi morning makikita mo yung mga mangingisda. Naghihila sila ng net. Ang tawag namin sa Ilocano, nagdadaklis. Sa Ilocano.
Nagdadaklis.
Yes. Okay. So yung merong net na U-shape, tapos na ilalagay nila sa tubig, sa dagat, and then dalawang pila ng tao hihilain yung dalawang dalawang what do you call this, yung ring rope, ng net. So, kasi letter U, you shape yung net, no? So, two lines of people. Hihilain nila yung net until mapunta na sa shore at makita nila kung anong fish yung nandoon. That is a cultural practice namin doon na fishing, na you don't need a boat to go to get fish, and you don't need to swim to get into the water to get the fish. Just put the net out there in the ocean. Tapos yung kung ano yung maha-harvest nyo sa paghila-hila na yun, paghahatian lahat ng humila. So even it's also a tourism activity because pwede kang makihila, sabihin mo lang makikihila po ako, and then kasama ka na sa makakaparte or makaka-share doon sa fish, the harvest ninyo. So if there's a lot, masayang-masaya mga fishermen because marami silang ibebenta. Pag konti naman, pang consumption na lang for the day. That's how it goes. And then syempre, yung mga may bangka, they go to the sea. Minsan, 2-3 days sila doon hanggang sa makahuli ng maraming isda, then they come back. So maraming uri ng pangingisda sa amin, no? And then meron naman yung pagbubangus, which happens every March up to July. So ganun ang itsura doon. So I interviewed these people na nagbabangus kasi that was May when I went there. So at tinanong ko sila kung pabor ba sila sa isang project na Jetty Port para mga mapagdaanan ng barko, makalapit yung barko sa amin, at mabitbit nila yung lahar mula sa Santo Tomas River going to China and Singapore and kung saan pa man yung mga bumibili ng sand. You know, sand is a very precious reserve, but it is limited. It's a limited reserve. So, magkakaroon lang ulit kami ng ganito pag naubos na yung sand namin sa Santo Tomas River. Kapag pumutok ulit si Mount Pinatubo, yun yung mangyayari. Ganon, yeah. So, I interviewed them and they said, no, we don't want a port here. Kasi, they're very intelligent people. Alam naman nila kung anong mangyayari. Sabi nila, mawawala na ito. Wala na yung pagbabangus namin. Mawawala ang pag-fishing namin. Masisira ang dagat, sabi nila. So, that's how it started, yung story. And then I went further, I dug deeper on sino tong mga to, bakit nabuo tong project na ito. Ito ay napayagan ng DNR. Alam nila ito, and then because we complained and complained and complained through letters, correspondences, and to the DNR, to the Office of the President Duterte pa noon, ang time na yun. And then, pumunta sila sa amin, nag-investigate, and then nakita nila na wala siyang ECC. So, when they found out that wala siyang ECC, kinasuhan siya, binigyan siya ng notice of violation that your activity on the ground has no ECC. That was October, issued October, and then the following month, November, may ECC na sila. Ganun yung pangyari. Ang bilis, di ba? That was the first case. And then December, grabe na yung pagdidredging nila ng river. And then January, yun, yung grabe na talaga yung pag-dredge nila ng river, ni-reclaim na nila yung part of the river, the northern part of the river, ginawa na siyang kalsada. That's when nag-media na kami, interviewed by the media, interviewed by several television shows like ANC, etc. And then a radio, ganoon. And we had a drone shot which showed the activity on the ground of this corporation, of this company, which is called AGN Trading, and it's a sole proprietorship from Pampanga. So the fisher folks set up their tents sa tabi ng Alusiis River, at doon nag-human barricade sila para hindi na maituloy na gawing kalsada yung Alusiis River. At because of that, the issue was highlighted, and after 28 days, January 28, the Environment Management Bureau of Region 3 decided in our favor. Regional Director Wilson Trajeco issued a cease and desist order to AGN Corporation na itigil yung kanilang paggawa ng port because ginalaw nilang ilog which is not part of the ECC. So, gusto nilang mag-appeal but hindi na sila pinayagan mag-appeal. They had to pay 50,000 pesos in penalty because they violated the laws, and they had to also complete their requirements, all the documentation that they needed. But thank God, hindi na sila bumalik. Ganun yung
So
pangyayari in the
congratulations,
first.
ma'am.
Yes.
At a battle won.
A battle won a
as
year
of
ago.
Yes.
A year ago. But now, we have another battle. It's
May panibago ako.
Yeah. Parang nakakapagod na, pero we have to do it all over again. And this time it's by a bigger company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anong company po ulit, ma'am? Anong status na ngayon
ng project? Okay, the name of the company is Ponghe and Associates Construction Corporation, because it was incorporated in 2016 as a construction company. So nangongontrata sila ng construction, and the chairman is the Kapitan of Olongapo City in Upper Kalaklan, and doon nakalagay din same location ang Office of the City Environment Natural Resources Officer, CENRO, a department of one office of the DNR, no? And the CENRO at that time was Roger Encarnacion. So I wouldn't be surprised kung magkakilala silang dalawa. Si Priscilla Ponghe or Kapitan Etchi Ponghe ang kilala sa kanya because she ran for Olongapo City Mayor in the recent elections, but she lost to another person, si Mr. Paulino, who is now the mayor of Olongapo City. So, the status now is, makikita mo sa mga larawan, at saka video, yung ginagawa nilang construction. They have a crane there already na nandyan sa shore namin ng West Philippine Sea. At nasa pagitan siya ng Alusiis River and the Santo Tomas River. They have a crane. Meron silang malalaking prefabricated materials which will be used for building the port, no? And then they also have a backhoe that is used to dredge the shores of West Philippine Sea. So they have been constructing since early January, just after the New Year. Biglang sumulpot sila doon, nandoon na yung mga gamit nila. And nagulat na naman kami because we were not informed about this activity again. So, sabi namin, sa San Felipe side na kasi to, no? Barangay Santo Niño. But from our side, kitang-kita namin yung activity. On the side of the other town, hindi nila nakikita from their shores. Hindi nila, wala sa vision nila yung activity of the Ponghe, except when they go closer, pero medyo malayo pa. So, pero kami, talagang kita namin from our barangay La Paz. Yun.
So, ma'am, ito pong Ponghe and Associate, ito pong second round na, complete papers na po ito. Meron ba silang ECC din na naipakita? And yung nakompleto, nagawa po ba nila yung process bago sana gawin nitong project na ito?
Yeah, they have a lot of documents compared to the first one sa AGN. Kasi AGN Trading had a mayor's permit and the barangay clearance. That's what they had only. And then yung plano nila, it's a simple drawing of parang square lang na ganyan, ganoon. Yun lang yung kanilang ano. And a zoning permit, something, allowing them to construct the port there. So ang dami nilang kulang, wala silang documents from the Philippine Ports Authority, etc., DNR, etc. They also an ECC. This time, they have many documents, almost complete documents. They have the application, they have an ECC, which covers already, isang provision lang doon ang ano that tackles the port construction. It's only provision number 3 or number 2 that talks about putting a silt curtain sa construction site to prevent pollution. But they're not even doing that. They violated that. Wala silang ganoon na nakikita, parang open na open, as you can see in the picture and in the video. And then all the other provisions pertain to port operations. So it pertains to a management of a port which is not yet in existence. So kina-question namin yon. Why are you issuing an ECC na port management na ang tinatackle? So wala pang silbi ito sa amin ngayon, no? What we need is an ECC for port construction. How do you prevent pollution? How do you mitigate the impacts on the environment? And of course, we're also questioning bakit wala silang environment impact study. Because under the law, PD 1586, or the Environment Impact System Law, lahat ng projects should have this document. Dapat i-study ang biodiversity, impacts of the biodiversity, and livelihood, communities, stakeholders, etc. of a certain project. But kausap namin kanina si Regional Director Wilson Trajeco, and we were asking him about this. They have now new internal rules and regulations, IRR, of this law because nag-classify sila ng iba't ibang klase ng activities on the environment. Merong critical, merong non-critical. Ang sabi nila, this activity of the ponghe is exempted. So it's non-critical and therefore it doesn't need people's consultations and it also doesn't need an environment impact study. So yun lang ang basehan because it's a small port project, but you will be amazed kasi ang presyo nito is 176 million. So, well, if you look at it, parang, okay, the port is 176 million. Should it be exempted from this? So, ibig sabihin nun, it's a big port. Although the application is a private, non-commercial port. Under the law, ang private non-commercial port is only for the use of the owner of the port. Hindi pwedeng gamitin ng iba, ng publiko. So, hindi siya mag-ferry ng passengers, something like that. And exclusive ang cargo niya. Like ito, kung lahar lang talaga ang cargo niya. So, but we're still questioning kasi yung third party, ang papasok sa amin ay mga barko na mangolekta ng lahar. So, iba-ibang barko to. So, these are third party. So, when you look at the rules and regulations of DNR, parang something is wrong and we're questioning this. Why did you exempt this project? This is a 176 million project. So, dapat kasi they should need an environment impact study and go through people's consultations and application will be at the national office. Hindi ka na, pag critical ka to the environment. Just looking at it, I'm not a scientist, but I read and I've worked with scientists before. In the previous case, we have a scientific study and a position paper by the scientists from the UST College of Science and the UP IESM, and sinabi nga nila na bago maglagay ng mga infrastructures in front of the West Philippine Sea or sa West Philippine Sea, kailangan muna pag-aralan, magkaroon ng environmental impact study to mitigate the negative impacts on the biodiversity and biodiversity loss. So, kami ay nagtataka bakit ito ay exempted dito sa batas na ito.
So yun po yung ground na pinaglalaban nyo muna, ma'am, no? Kasi na-mention nyo kung mamalalagay siya dun sa non-critical, so mas madaling mag-go yung project.
Yeah.
Unless malagay siya dun sa critical, na critical siya, saka lang sila magpuproduce ng mga nire-require ng mga documents.
Yeah.
Yun po ba? So, sa palagay niyo, ma'am, since kayo po ay taga Zambales talaga, no? Pag natuloy po ito, ma'am, ano yung magiging epekto nito? First, dun sa biodiversity, kung meron din po bang cultural impacts sa tourism, sa livelihood, kung meron po, ano po yung magiging impacts nito?
Yeah, napakaraming impact nito because our area is very pristine. Ang beach namin is very malinis. Ang iba yung buhangin namin, fine sand siya. Ito yung sand na masarap sa paa. Hindi masakit sa paa. Yung maraming bato-bato, hindi ganon. Fine sand kami because ever since, even before Mount Pinatubo erupted, siguro kasi galing naman talaga sa Mount Pinatubo yung sand namin. So, it's fine sand. And then, so you like to go there, barefoot, strolling, walking, jogging, ganyan, nakapaa ka lang, ganyan. And then you lie down at night and look at the stars. Ganon ang itsura sa amin. Ganon ang peg. So it's really, parang nature talaga ang ano mo. And then we have a beach forest. And then we have the beautiful river na sinira na dahil kung saan-saan na idinaan yung aming river. And nilagyan pa ngayon ng dike ng DPWH, yung isang part ng river namin, just so magkaroon sila ng project. Hindi naman kailangan yung dike because hindi naman nagbabaha doon. So sinira na naman yung natural contour of the river na pagkaganda-ganda. Yeah, so ngayon, so yung definitely it will impact on the bangus fry production. Kasi yung wild bangus fry production, I told you already, in 2020 alone, ang na-harvest, recorded harvest for Region 3 is 53 million na fry. So, kung nabuhay lahat yun, that would be 53 million bangus. And bangus pala ang national fish natin. We consume something like how many, I think something like more than 30% of the Filipinos' protein is bangus. Kasi big eaters tayo ng bangus, and it's also our national fish. May ganun pala tayo, no? National fish. And so, itong mga bangus na nakukuha dito sa aming area, actually the whole shore of Zambales stretch is spawning area of bangus. So ang laki namin, no, because it provides livelihood for our people. Alam mo ba when every season na nangingitlog si bangus, si mother bangus or sabalo ang tawag doon, it's very big at nangingitlog siya doon sa tabi ng ilog, doon sa brackish water, ay kumikita ang isang gatherer of the fry na ng 5,000 pesos a day up. Depende sa dami ng harvest niya at saka sa sipag niya. So kung magsisipag siya ng 3 o'clock in the morning, nag-start na sila mag-harvest, up to 7 o'clock in the evening, mag-harvest sila. Ganon ka, they get that.
Ganon karami.
Yeah, 5,000 pesos a day or 10, 13, ganoon. And collectively, millions yan pag nagsama-sama. So, kunin na yan sa fish ponds ng Bulacan, Pampanga, Tarlac, and Pangasinan. So, ito naman yung nagpapalaki doon sa mga bangus na ito. At sila na yung magbebenta. Ganoon. So, this industry alone creates a lot of jobs. So sa fisher folk, sa mga fish pond workers, sa mga negosyante, 'di ba? Yung mga nagtitinda ng bangus. So ganon, ang mga nag-aangkat ng bangus. It creates a lot of jobs. Tapos so pag syempre pag mga barko nandiyan, we will have oil spills, mga ganyan. And maaari ding magdala yung mga barko ng mga wild species or non-endemic species sa
Exotic.
aming, mga exotic species doon sa aming tubig. At doon, mga itlog, dadami sila. So, it will have an impact sa marine ecosystem namin. So, what if itong mga to ay nangangain ng mga isdang nasa amin pala, ganoon. And hindi ito mga endemic, no? So, maiiba ang aming marine ecosystem. And then, of course, so aside from the pollution, syempre, imagine the beach na balik-balik ang mga barko, patambay-tambay ang barko dyan, tapos aalis, tapos babalik, gano'n. In fact, ngayon maraming barko doon sa amin. Lalo na doon sa isang area na meron na talagang jetty port. As a matter of fact, nauso itong jetty port na ito. Nung umupo si Governor Ebdane, Hermogenes Ebdane, became our governor. So, maraming nagtatayo ng mga private, non-commercial ports just for this business of sand because it's given for free para sa mga may-ari ng ports. So, ang kikita dito yung mga port owners and of course the government. Ang sabi ng DNR kanina, government will earn from the taxes and from livelihood jobs. Sabi ko naman, what kind of jobs will the fisher folks get? I think you're trying to kill all of us kasi number 2, tourism. Ang sabi ni Governor Ebdane, tourism is the second local economy driver of Zambales, next to agriculture. So fishing is number 1, no? Agriculture, which is farming and fishing. Kasi agriculture yan pareho. And then tourism. And the province earns 1.4 billion annually from tourism because we have resorts in 11 of the 13 provinces of Zambales. So, ang daming, kasi nasa tabing dagat nga kami and we have beach forests, we have bundok, then we have lakes, mga caves, meron din kami. Ang dami naming mga magagandang tanawin dito sa aming lugar. And now, iniiba yung economy. Gustong gawing mining, sand mining, nickel mining. Marami kasing resources din and minerals ang aming mga bundok. So, puno yan ng nickel. If you will note, nandito rin yung pinag-uusapan ngayon na issue ng nickel, which is yung Yinglong mining company na isinulat ni Bobby Tiglao sa kanyang column na it was already issued a cease and desist order by the DNR pero hindi pa siya tumitigil ng operations. Hindi ma-enforce ng DNR ang sarili niyang order. So that's another issue that impacts on our environment. So yon, tourism, local economy, and of course the impact on our marine ecosystem, biodiversity.
Yes.
It will definitely have a massive negative impact sa aming biodiversity, sa aming mga isda, sa corals namin, ganoon. So definitely, for us, it's a critical project that should not be implemented in our province.
Na-mention niyo po kanina na uso sometime yung jetty port projects. Meron po kayo nagkaroon ng ganong project sa Botolan? Ano po ba yung nangyari doon?
Yeah, in Botolan actually may mga nauna pa in Santa Cruz, in Masinloc, in other areas, in other towns in the north of Zambales. And then, ito nga yung latest, yung sa Botolan. And then, Kabanggan, another town. And yun, ito lumalapit sa amin. Kasi kami
ba
wala
sila
pa.
nagkaroon ba ito ng resistance din before yung mga naunang projects like what you're doing now dun sa ibang mga areas?
I don't think so. Hindi yata nagkaroon ng resistance. Nagkaroon na ng resistance when in Botolan, they experienced massive coastal erosion. Mga 20, up to 25 plus 65 meters. So in Botolan, there were, I went there in 2021 and made a visit and interviewed also the people. 136 houses of fisher folks dun sa sa tabing dagat, talaga kinain ng dagat, nasa dagat na.
Okay.
And then yung in-interview ko na fisherman nagtatahi ng net, kalahati na lang ng bahay niya ang naiwan. Actually, parang 1/3 of the house na lang ang naiwan sa kanya. Pero nandun pa rin siya. Nagtatahi pa rin siya ng net. Because he's a fisherman. Yung mga nawala ng bahay, they relocated them to the mountains, sa bundok. Mga fisher folk itong mga to. So, what will they do in the bundok? Hindi naman sila marunong ng iba ang kanilang expertise. Ang expertise nila, dagat, tubig, isda, bangka. Yun ang kanilang expertise. And then you put them sa bundok. What will they do there? So, ang nangyayari is bumabalik lang sila sa area na yon. Kahit na nahuhulog na, massively eroded yung area, and it continues to be massively eroded. And also yung salinity of the water also is increasing. So yung mga halaman ay hindi na nabubuhay doon. Hindi ka na pwede magtanim because masyadong maalat na yung water doon.
Right. So basically, hindi pa rin po tayo natuto dun sa
So
mga naging epekto.
That was the experience of Botolan. So kami, in San Narciso, San Felipe, we don't want to be another Botolan. Parang we already experienced this. Bakit hindi tayo natututo? Na pag naglagay ka ng infrastructure sa tabi ng dagat, it will impact doon sa dagat, sa current ng dagat, and then magkukos ito ng massive erosion. It will kill people and also livelihoods and local economies.
Ang Zambales po ay nesting site ng pawikan, Olive Ridley. Tama po ba yung Olive Ridley turtle? So, magkakaroon rin po siya ng impact sa gano'n, no? Maapektuhan po yung nesting sites nila.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, in our town, in San Narciso, meron kaming laboratory na tinayo. It's called Pawi Care. Merong mga rangers, na mga pawikan rangers. They gather the eggs at night, yung mga naitlog na ng mga pawikan. And then, dinadala doon, and doon hanggang sa mag-hatch. So, pag na-hatch na, idadala na sa dagat para doon na sila. Kasi yun naman talaga ang kanila habitat. But you know, yung pawikan pala ay kung saan siya pinanganak, doon din siya mangingitlog. Ganon ang kanyang
babalik.
Yeah. Ganon yung bumabalik siya at bumabalik. And merong itinayong coastal road sa harapan ng aming shores. So parang essentially ang DPWH, 100 million peso project, ay sinimento yung aming dagat, aming beach. So, what kind of project?
Maligaw na sila.
Yeah. So, ngayon, according to the manager of Pawi Care, ang nabilang lang nila last year, out of the 100 something or plus na mga pawikan na nagnenest doon, ay only, I think, less than 20 na lang silang were able to lay eggs doon sa aming shores. So it's a critical habitat of
drastic
the
yung
Yeah. Very drastic yung kasi paano na maliligaw sila Hindi na nila alam kung nasaan yung kanilang pangitlukan. So yan yung impact. And alam naman natin ang kahalagahan ng pawikan sa ating ecosystem, di ba? They provide balance sa ating ecosystem underwater, yung marine. Kung tagalinis sila ng dagat para hindi ma-overwhelm ng seagrass ang ating corals, ang ating dagat, and so para mabuhay ang isda. At kung walang pawikan, hindi mabubuhay ang isda.
Ano yung mga actions na ginagawa nyo aside from, syempre, ang pinakauna dyan talaga awareness, no? So, tulad po nitong ginagawa natin, na-mention nyo po kanina na nakapag-guest na rin kayo sa ibang mga media outlets, sa mga radios. So, aside from that, ano po yung ginagawa ninyo ngayon? At ano po yung status na
Actually,
ulit?
this is my first guesting about this issue. Hindi pa kami talaga nagmamassive media
Alright, okay.
drive because nasa negotiations level kami with the DNR. We're calling for the for the DNR to stop or cancel and scrap this project. Hindi lang stop kasi pag stop pwede ulit mag-start, di ba? Pero gusto namin talaga totally scrap, no more jetty ports in our area. Huwag naman sirain ang lahat ng shores ng buong Zambales. Magtira naman sila ng konti habang nagre-recover yung ibang areas namin na nasira na. Di ba? Parang sisirain ba natin yung buong Zambales? Ganun na ba talaga? Tayo ka-desperate para ibenta lang yung sand na yaan? Pwede naman ibenta yung sand na yaan without those ports. Meron kaming Subic port. It's legal. It's a very beautiful port. Pwede nilang gamitin yun. Why not? Why don't they do that? Diba? Bakit magtatayo sila ng private jetty ports? So, it doesn't make any sense at all to us. So, right now, the status is we're negotiating with the DNR and we're pushing for them to stop this project, cancel this project, and protect our shores. And then, of course, people are getting ready for bigger actions on the ground, like really coming out and using their voices and amplifying the issue of protecting the environment and not putting up these jetty ports sa shores namin. So, kung hindi namin makumbinsi sa negosasyon ang DNR, kikilos ang taong bayan. Definitely, kikilos yan. Kasi, tatanggalan mo sila ng hanap buhay. Ibig sabihin, tatanggalan mo sila ng buhay. Diba? Ganon yon. So, hindi mo ma-employ lahat ng libong mangingisda, resort owners, mga investments nila. Ang resort owners pala are the biggest taxpayers of our towns. So, very important ang business na yan, no? So, paano mabubuhay ang isang town kung wala siyang taxpayers? Diba? Wala siyang revenue. Paano siya uunlad? Okay? So, itong mga issues na to ay nag-interconnected na the socio-economic impacts as well as the environmental impacts of these projects. So, we hope that the DNR will listen to us and gamitin nila yung pagiging DNR nila na nagpoprotekta ng kalikasan, hindi nagsisira ng kalikasan. Actually, may mga grupo na ngayon ang tawag sa DNR. Ito yung ahensya na tagasira ng kalikasan. Yung ECC, ito yung dokumento na nagbibigay ng lisensya para manira ng kalikasan. Ganun na ang nangyayari Diba? So, we really hope and we're calling on Secretary Tony Yulo to look at these issues on the ground. Kasi nasa ground po ito. And ang nakikinabang ay itong mga greedy businessmen who know nothing about mitigating impacts on the environment. Pero gusto lang nila ng profit lang. It doesn't matter kung maubos na yung kalikasan natin para sa kanila. And of course, kasama na dyan yung mga local politicians natin na gusto lang pagkaperahan ang kalikasan. Sana hindi naman ganun. Sana naman maisip nila na mahalaga alagaan ang kalikasan. At of course, respecting the rights of the people to a clean and healthy environment para mabuhay tayong lahat. Because, sabi nga ng scientists, and I believe this, the earth is very strong. It can handle anything na gagawin natin sa kanya. Kahit ano pa man, mabubuhay siya, tayo mauubos. So the issue here is not just protecting the environment, but protecting the environment so that we could thrive on Earth. So protecting the environment sustainably so that we humans can thrive on this Earth, because planet Earth is much more stronger than us.
Ayan, well said, ma'am. Pero, ma'am, yun po ba, meron po bang mga organizations, ano yung mga suportang natatanggap natin, no, sa LGUs and other organizations? Meron po ba tayong mga ibang kasangga?
Kasangga marami sa mga NGOs din, and we also thank of course yung mga scientists from the UST College of Science, from Ateneo, and mga lawyers who are giving us a free service, and other organizations like PMPI. Thank you to PMPI sa suporta sa amin. And we have another organization na pinuulang namin recently, the Zambales Environment Defense Advocates, and or ZEDA. And sino pa bang mga tumutulong sa amin? Our bishop is also very, very helpful sa amin, si Bishop Bart Gonzales. And I'd like to mention also the Dominicans for Justice and Peace. Napakalaking tulong nila sa amin.
So, as parting words po, ano po yung, kumbaga, parang mananawagan kayo for your fellow mga taga Zambales? At hindi lang po yung mga, kasi kailangan din natin ng support, no? It's not just within Zambales, pati rin po outside Zambales. No, tayo po lahat ay stakeholders nito.
Yeah.
So ano po yung mensahe niyo po o panawagan para sa mga fellow mga taga Zambales at yung ibang mga organizations din?
Yes, to my fellow Zambales people and sa iba pang mga Pilipino, and to all the friends of the Filipinos, we'd like to tell you that we are currently struggling with protecting our Zambales shores because of the proliferation of the illegal and unauthorized construction of jetty ports for sand mining. So we hope you will check us out at our Facebook page. Just type Save Zambales Kalikasan Movement, and that's us. And every day we're updating what's happening on the ground with our current case against the Ponghe and Associates Construction Company. And of course, the DNR. We'd like to call on the DNR to cancel this project, this current port project, and let's get together to come up with permanent solutions to this problem. Because there will always be people who will be interested in making money on the sand from Mount Pinatubo. So let's work together. And of course, Governor Abdane, we call on him to look at this local issue na nasa bakuran lang po niya. Kaya nananawagan po kami sa inyo, Governor Abdane, na sana naman tumulong kayo dito at hindi na tuluyang masira ang kalikasan ng Zambales. Alam namin na mahilig kayo sa mining, but of course, balansehin naman natin kung ano yung tama o makakabuti sa taong bayan. Sa ating presidente, sana rin, no, he'd make a policy on issues on the ground. Tignan naman niya yung nasa baba. I know there are so many national issues right now, but ang importante kasi on the ground kasi doon yung totoong problema ng taong bayan. So the environment is one major issue, Mr. President. Please look at that because it impacts on agriculture na paboritong-paborito niyang sector. And of course, kanino pa ba ako mananawagan? Sa mga friends dyan, please like our page and comment sa aming mga pinupost doon, and we need your support para makinig sa amin ang gobyerno, specifically ang DNR and ang aming local governments, ang mga mayors, governor, at ang mga sanggunian yon. So maraming salamat for your time, for guesting me here on your show, and thank you so much for your interest in helping us amplify our issues on the ground.
So, maraming salamat Ms. Heidi Fernandez, Executive Director of Save Zambales Kalikasan Movement. Maraming salamat po sa oras ninyo at sana po battles have been won. Sana po hindi kayo mapagod sa pakikipaglaban para sa kalikasan at para sa future ng ating mga anak at mga apo. Thank you po again, Ms. Heidi.
Thank you so much.
Napakahalaga ng ilog. Ang tubig mula sa ilog ang siyang nagdadala ng nutrients sa buong kalikasan para tumubo ng maayos ang mga puno at halaman para may makain tayo. Sila din ang nagsisilbing drainage channels. Rivers drain nearly 75% of Earth's land surface. Kung hindi natin bibigyan ng halaga ang isang Alusiis River, paano na ang kinabukasan ng Zambales? Tulungan po natin na makarating sa lahat ang kahalagahan ng Alusiis River nang sa gayon, mabigyan ito ng proteksyon sa lalong madaling panahon. Let's help save Alusiis River. I am Pia Noriel, Labastilla. Thank you for watching Green Faith.